Hello everyone, welcome to the session on patents. In that, patent infringement, the provisions as per Patents Act 1970, India. So here in this session we are going to discuss about what is patent infringement and what are the different provisions as per the Indian Patent Act. So before we start actual patent infringement, let us go through this example of one newspaper in a recent example of this month July 2020. Interdigital files two patent infringement complaint against Xiaomi in India. So this headline indicates about patent infringement case of Interdigital against Xiaomi in India. So what is that case? Briefly we will go through that. That Interdigital is US based company and that is holding patents for cellular 3G and 4G as well as video codec technology H.265 HEVC patents. So according to them, this Xiaomi company which is based on China in India has infringed the two patents. That means they have used these two patents without the permission of Interdigital. So what they are before the court, what they are expecting is they are seeking compensatory and punitive damages. Then they are they sought injunctive relief for from the court to prevent further infringement of their patents in India. They are willing to give a license to Xiaomi, means Xiaomi can use this patent with the help of the license on a fair, reasonable and non-discriminatory terms which are set by the court. So this is the case of the patent infringement. So let us try to understand what is patent infringement. So infringement means the action of breaking the terms of law, agreement, etc. That means it's a violation of agreement or law. So violation is infringement. Now, as per the section 48 of Indian Patent Act, what are the rights of patentee? Patentee means patent holder. So patentee has the exclusive right to prevent third parties who do not have his consent from the act of making, using, offering, for sale, selling or importing for those purposes that product in India, means to exclude others. So patentee can exclude others from making, using, offering, selling or importing these items for sale in India without consent. So consent or permission of the patentee is required. So in India, patent infringement with respect to patented invention without the prior permission is prohibited. It is prohibited by law, by act. So if patent holder wish and reasonable terms are set, then patent holder can grant a permission in the form of license. Means someone wants to use the invention, then they have to get the license from the patentee. Now, infringement means breaking or violating the law or of the patent are of two types, direct infringement and indirect infringement. We are discussing here basically two types only, direct infringement and indirect infringement. So what is direct infringement? That occurs when a product is substantially close to any patented product. So substantially close product, close to the patented invention. In a case where a marketing or a commercial is carried out without permission, means it is the patented item is being sold without permission. So that is direct infringement. What is indirect infringement? It occurs when some amount of deceit or accidental infringement. Accidental infringement means the person who is infringing may not be knowing that he is or she is violating someone's patent rights. So without any intention of infringement. So direct infringement and indirect infringement, which is also known as accidental infringement. So what are the different suits concerning infringement of patents? So what are the different provisions under section 104 of the Patent Act? What is the jurisdiction of these patent infringement cases? So patent infringement suits or cases are instituted in a district court having a jurisdiction to try the suit. Means at least district court is required. Now counterclaim for revocation. Sometimes what happens that some patentee is filing a suit against the infringer, or in other words we'll call them defendant. So many times defendant has the right that the patent was not valid and it should be revoked. So when revocation cases are there, so that counterclaim for revocation are there, then defendant shall by the defendant, then it shall be transferred to the High Court of the particular state. Section 104A, what it says, that burden of proof in case of suits concerning infringement is on defendant. As I told you that two, we will call them, one is patentee and one is defendant. Defendant is on whom there is a claim of infringement. So defendant is the person who is infringing or using the patent without the permission. So now once the suit is filed against defendant, then its burden of proof means defendant has to prove that he is not infringing or he is not involved in this kind of act by some means. In section 105, what is specified, that power of court to make a declaration as to non-infringement. Means court has the power to declare that the particular invention or particular suit is of non-infringement. In section 106, again there is a power of court to grant a relief in cases of groundless threats of infringement proceedings. Here, groundless threats of infringement proceedings. Here what happens if court thinks or from the evidences, if court decides or court observes that there is no infringement case, but the patentee is threatening on some groundless assumptions, or there are the no facts of infringement, only threats are there, then the court can grant a relief to the defendant. So that is section 106. Here in section 107, as already we said that burden of proof is on a defendant. So what can be the grounds of defense? How the defendant can defend? So what are the grounds? So they can defend on the revocation of the patent under 64. So if patent is to be revoked, or a defendant proves that this patent is not valid and it is to be revoked, then another criteria is section 47, that is used by government or for research purpose only. So if the invention is used for government or by the government for the general public, or it is used only for the research purpose, then these are the grounds of defense. In section 107A, what they say is that certain acts not to be considered as infringement. So even if patent is used without permission, but certain acts are there which are not considered as infringement if for the uses reasonably related to the development and submission of information required under any law. Means this is for government purpose. If information or submission of some development data or a development or submission of information is required to produce under any law, and for that person has to use that patent, then it is not to be considered as infringement. Another one is importation of patented products by any person from a person who is duly authorized. So if duly authorized person by the government imports certain patented products, then also it is not considered as patent infringement. Section 108, what it says about reliefs in suit for infringement, means if infringement is proved, then what kind of reliefs are given to the patentee. Number one is injunction. Injunction to stop a defendant from infringing a patent, means immediately the defendant has to stop using the patent. So that is injunction. Then damages. Damages means losses caused by infringing activities, means defendant was using that patent, and because of patentee has in economical terms or in a financial terms, they are at loss because someone was using their invention and they were earning out of them, earning out of that invention. So here these damages are to be paid by the defendant or account of profits, means whatever profits is earned by the defendant, that is to be given to the patentee. So these are the relief in a suit for infringement. 109. Section 109 states about right of exclusive licensee to take proceedings against infringement. Means here patentee himself can also file a suit against defendant or against patent infringement, but on behalf of patentee, exclusive licensee, because we say that patent, if someone wants to use the patent, then they have to give the license. So the license holder can also file a suit against someone who is doing patent infringement. So this was about the patent infringement as per Indian Patent Act 1970. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.